Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to week 2 of the Philadelphia Eagles season. Big Monday night game. We got a preview tonight versus the Minnesota Vikings. All kinds of football action tonight. We got Tennessee and Buffalo as the appetizer, and of course our Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Vikings at 8:30 down at the Link. So we're gonna do some heavy Eagles talk. And unfortunately, after this lost weekend down in Atlanta, man, I don't even want to talk about the Phillies right now, but I guess we have to because they are in the playoff push. So tough weekend. It was like a dose of reality with this Phillies team losing 4 in a row. So let's get into it here, man. We got to get the people pumped up, and we got to get ready to get this W tonight. So
let's go, baby. Let's go.
Anyway, we got the usual cast here. I got my man Sean Kilrain to my left.
What's up, guys? What's up, Diego? What's up, Paul?
What's up, Sean? What's going on, man?
Sean.
I got my man Euro Paul in the top right.
What's up, guys? What's going on?
And we got Mr. 6 for 6, Diego, the Hammer Bianchi. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? How you doing, guys?
Chilling.
Euro Paul hitting him with the Euro step.
That's right. Yo,
That's coming up soon, man. A couple months. Can't wait for that season to start too.
Hey, let's hope Jalen Hurts be hitting some people with some Euro steps today, breaking some ankles. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, tough game, but we need to get this W tonight. 2-0. That sounds a lot better than 1-1.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, especially with the Giants being 2-0 now too.
Yeah. Giants don't really worry me. They'll fall into place as the season goes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. But anyway, though, you know what? I mean, obviously, we're gonna do pretty much mostly Eagles, but let's acknowledge what happened to our baseball team this weekend. Excuse me, Philadelphia Phillies, man. Going down the ATL, getting a sweep job, and now you look at this wild card race, and what are we? We're half game. We were ahead of the Padres. Now we're a half game behind the Padres, and we're only 2 ahead of Milwaukee.
Yeah. Thanks to the Yankees. Thank God they beat them.
Yeah. So Paul, I'll ask you, man. With 2 against Toronto and 4 against the Braves, who have a lot to play for because they're only a game out of first. Are we looking at another epic choke job here?
I mean, it's quite possible. I mean, I'm going to be down there Wednesday for the against the Blue Jays. Actually, Zach Wheeler returns that day against Gaussman, so that'll be a good matchup. Dude, we have to at least split with Toronto and with Atlanta. I mean, we can't go on. We lost 4 in a row, and then we're going to lose 6 in a row to these teams. Like, it's tough these next couple series. So, I mean, Noel's looking like Noel of September, and thank God we're getting Wheeler back. Hopefully, he's 100%. They put Syndergaard in the bullpen. I don't know if you guys heard that because they think Falter deserves to be in the rotation going down the stretch. But yeah, I mean, it's possible. I hope not, but it's tough series coming up. And then, like you said, Atlanta was a measuring stick, and then we got spanked.
Yeah.
Diego, what's your thoughts? Are you getting a tight sphincter over there or what?
Nah. I still think we make the playoffs. They had a tough weekend, but I feel like we came on this show 3 weeks in a row saying they had a pretty good weekend. So
yeah.
Yeah, that tough. You take it to the Braves. Braves are a really good team. They're better than the Phillies. So we took that out. We took on the chin. Make the playoffs. You never know what can happen in playoff baseball.
I'm glad we broke up Strider's no-hitter. I'll take that. That was a good
we got
his starts this year against us was old, or we can never hit that guy.
Yeah,
he knows back in even the previous starts, he give us fits all the time. Can't hit that guy.
Yeah, he's on too, man. When he's on, he's on. But
we got our own Pat Bernard. You could check him out on the Gobbler Show Sundays at 9 a.m. He says it. We look good against bottom feeder teams, and that's it. There's no bottom feeder teams in the postseason.
Excluding the Cubs that we got swept right off after the break, and then we got swept by Texas 4-0 too. So
but I don't necessarily agree with that, though, because we have a winning record against the Cardinals, we have a winning record against the Brewers, and we have a winning record against the Padres, and I believe we have a winning record against the Dodgers. I mean,
yes,
and the only really good team that we've really struggled against is the Mets. I mean, we were 6-6 versus Atlanta coming into this past weekend. Now, this past weekend we took a major L, and that's very disappointing. But I mean, I'm not really ready to say that. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm gonna try to be positive, because if we do get in, I think the Phillies could be a dangerous team if they get in, and I still think we do. We got our man Dave Yarnell from Patterson Avenue Fanatics checking us out. Hey Dave,
up,
how
Dave?
you doing?
What's up, Dave?
And let me give a shout out to our boy Chris Rapizzi. He says, Chris, we'll get into this in a little bit because we're going to get into some Eagles talk in a few minutes. He says, who does Minnesota defense double coverage, Brown or Smith? I got it.
No one.
I got to think
Neither.
Huh?
Neither. They're going to play a zone just like they did last week. They're going to take away the deep threat, and they're going to make Jalen Hurts beat him underneath.
Yeah, and then we got next shift Randy. We got Fly Eagles Fly. Hell yeah, let's get it.
Go.
But anyway, though, as far as this Phillies team goes, I'm gonna be positive. I think that you got to find a way. You got six games coming up here.
Yeah. 2
at Toronto. Obviously, if they lose 5 out of 6, I'm gonna, the sphincter's gonna get real tight. I'm gonna be really, you know what I'm saying? But if they could find a way in the next 6 to just kind of be even keel. I mean, because the Brewers got 3 with the Mets, and so now that's in Milwaukee. They got 3 with the Mets, but then they got 4 with the Reds, so that's kind of a concern.
Yeah.
And the Padres have 3 with St. Louis, and then they play, I believe, 3 or 4 in Colorado. So the Padres, the Cardinals are playing really good baseball. So maybe the Padres is the team that we can beat out. And then we got a comment here. Sorry, boys, but the Blue Jays are going to whoop you again like July. Go Blue Jays. Well,
Blue Jays.
Well, Blue Jays are playing good baseball, but
Yeah, they're pretty stacked. We're not favored in the game 1 against
Blue Jays can come back
Gibson going. With Gibson going game 1, we're not favored. But against when we have Zeke Wheeler going, we're favored in that game. So hopefully
Wheeler's Wednesday.
Yeah. We got Pat Bernard. He says, "Can we please move Schwarber down to the 4-hole? Other than hitting the long ball, what service does he do for this team? He leads the team in Ks, third in the league in strikeouts." Yeah, I mean,
that's where he hits.
That's where he hits. But until we get a proven leadoff hitter, like after this season, I would love to get a Trey Turner, because that's a nice dream and nice thought. But as of right now, Schwarber's the leadoff.
Yeah,
but I would put him at the 6, not the 4 spot.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to, though,
they won't,
because it's one of those things where I feel like regardless, he's going to stay where he's been. I don't see them moving him this time of year. What's this say? Next shift rally. It says I'm CA. LOL. I guess that means he's from Canada. All right. Well, Canadian Eagles fan. We'll take that. Yeah, we'll take Eagles fans everywhere.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'll tell you this: I like the Blue Jays much better than I do the Yankees. So go Blue Jays and American League.
I agree there.
Yeah, we got Patrick Bernard, Harper 1 for 12 in the series. The meat of this offense was horrible. Yeah, I hear you. I don't think Harper's 100% healthy. So
he took a ball to the back of his leg Saturday.
I think we're supposed to get Castellanos back to end this month. I think, right?
Well, hopefully, man.
Let's hope.
With that oblique injury, like I said last week to you and Diego, you can't do nothing. You can't swing. You can't throw. You're basically just like taking it easy, because at any given time you can pull it again.
All right, so this is an interesting combination. We got legal side hustler. What's that? Hustles? Legal side hustles. It's Mets season, fellas, but fly Eagles fly. I don't know if I've ever seen a Mets and an Eagles fan. That's an interesting combination. And then next
good combination right now.
Yeah,
next Eagles fan, Canadian Blue Jays Eagles fan. All I know is we all Eagles fans. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Yep.
And then we got next shift, Randy. I'm Canadian and love my birds. It's birds time, baby. Hell yeah.
All right.
And then we got Chris Rapizzi. Damn, how do I get on the show, boys? You know what? Hey, Chris, you know what, bro? I'll tell you what. I'll send you a Facebook invite right now. If you want to hop on, I'll invite you right now, bro. We'll let Chris hop on the show. What do you think?
Yeah. More the merrier, man.
More the merrier, dude. Yeah, because we're just a bunch of dudes talking trash here. You know what I mean? We got Pat Bernard here. Pat loves birds too. Yeah, we all know that.
That's for the Gobbler show.
Even if Mike Lauro ain't here to throw a jab at him, he throws it at himself.
Yo, this is all Eagles talk, not for.
Well, you guys have to watch our show because me and Mike Lauro and Paul Spencer, we do a college football Frenchie show on Wednesday nights, and we have these dudes that were trolling us, and they were so funny. One of the guys, we had Dixie Normus, right? We had one guy was Harry Balls, and it was great. So I gave a public service announcement to Harry Balls. I was like, yo, bro, listen. I was like, I know you got that hairy balls. I was like, but yo, if you go to Walmart, I said they got some good manscaping Johns up in there. All right. So I had to let Harry Balls know there's a way to rectify that, John. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, what's this? Yeah. I'm gonna invite Chris real quick. But yeah, like I said, I just want to get into some Eagles talk here. You guys are still there, right?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, I don't usually invite people mid-show, but all right. So this coming week, okay, we got, like I said, we got the Phillies with Toronto, 2 with Toronto, 4 with Atlanta. So being that I want to move on to the Eagles, because let's keep it real, it is an Eagles preview. You know what I'm saying? All right. What's our record the next 6, and where are we at in the wild card?
The Phillies?
Yes. Yeah.
4-2 in the next 6.
Okay.
They stay exactly where they're at in the wild card.
All right.
I'm with Diego.
All right, Paul, what about you, bro?
I'm hoping for a split, but I see it's going 2-4.
Paul, get off, dude.
Hey, I'm a realist, man. I'm not prove me wrong, but you know what I saw in Atlanta, and you got these 2 powerhouse teams coming in here again. So
you can't take Toronto for granted. Yeah, I mean they got a bunch of hitters: Vlad, Bichette,
yeah, all them,
Springer.
Man.
Actually, Paul's probably right. I was being confident.
Yeah, Whit Merrifield. Yeah, I mean these guys bring it, and then the pitching, man, they sneak up on you. They're pretty good too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to say I'm going to be confident. I'm saying we're not going to choke. I'm saying we're going 4-2, and we will be. Let's see. Milwaukee's got 3. Milwaukee's got the Reds though. Damn it! Why do they have to play this dog shit ass team at the end of the week? All right. Well, they got the Reds. All right. I'm going to say we're going to be 3 up on Milwaukee this time next week, and we're going to be a game and a half up on the Padres, and we're going to be looking good. So, all right. Enough of this Phillies talk, though. Let's keep it real, man. It's Monday Night Football, baby. Let's go.
It's go time.
All right. So,
wait. We're not going to talk about Couturier. He might be out for the year.
No, who's that? Never heard of
him. Is that a joke?
What?
Is that a joke?
No, it's truth.
Stop playing.
No, he has herniated disc, getting surgery. Could miss a lot of time, possibly the whole season.
On to the Eagles.
Yeah.
I was gonna say being like a ticket salesperson for the Flyers right now is probably one of the hardest jobs in America
right now.
Can you imagine calling people up, be like, hey, yo, you want to go buy some Flyers tickets? Oh, by the way, Sean Couturier's out for the year. Oh man.
Yeah, exactly.
Where do I sign up, yo?
100%.
I see them promoting hardcore on Facebook about buy your season ticket plans here and there. I just laugh.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Nah, that's all right.
Nobody wants that, but all right. Hey, look, listen. Forget the Flyers.
Yep.
Forget the Phillies. We're a little bit away from the Sixers. Let's go. We got a football game tonight. What's our keys to victory? Because this is a tough game, dude.
Keys to victory. All right. Our defense has to be better.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We
it's all
can't
organic tonight.
We can't sit there and just watch Kirk Cousins throw the ball like we did last week against Jared freaking Goff, who tore us apart.
You want to play patty cake, or you want to punch you in the mouth? That's
yeah. If you get,
yep.
Sorry,
go, Paul.
I'll say if you leave Cousins there all day to pick apart, dude, Jefferson and Thielen are going to rip us up.
Yeah,
you gotta have pressure. You spent the all season getting defensive end help. Get pressure on the quarterback, which we got none last week. You sit there, that's against Goff. Now you have Cousins, who he's not he's
not good in prime time,
quarterback, but he's good, and he got arguably the best receiver in the game. You got Thielen, who's not a joke. You sit there and let him, pick apart you, dude. We're in for a long night. So,
Kirk Cousins is arguably one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the whole NFL.
Yeah,
so like 5,000 yards a season, and everyone's just like, "Oh, prime time." I get it; he has a tough prime time record, but I don't put no stock into the prime time thing. I just think he has a tough time on them particular games. It just so happened to be on prime time. But I actually think he won his last two.
You may be correct because I know he's 2-9, I believe. But he's 6-3 against the Eagles, and Kirk Cousins has put up numbers against the Eagles before, and look at their weapons, dude. You got Dalvin Cook, you got Thielen, you got Justin Jefferson, of course.
You got Jalen Reagor now.
Yeah, Jalen Reagor.
Never heard of her.
Well, it's funny if you listen to their special teams coach, you would think Jalen Reagor was he did everything but talk about his Johnson. You know what I mean?
Jalen Reagor runs really fast on special teams. We should have never let him go. He's a bum. Yeah, and watch, he'll score a touchdown tonight or some bullshit.
Yeah. I don't feed into that crap, man.
Yeah, Chris. Either a laptop or a computer, bro. It's up to you, man. If you can and you want to hop on, you're welcome to hop on. We got.
I will say this though. Last week, when Minnesota played Green Bay, and obviously Green Bay didn't have a good game.
Yeah.
But the running backs got 6.1 yards a carry.
I'm telling you,
against them, and their only touchdown. So I know it's early. Not everybody played preseason, but maybe you can run on him more, have more of a run than like more Sanders, more Hurts running tonight.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Like I said, Gannon's got to get some pressure.
Absolutely.
Either the front four's got to get pressure without blitzing because they got a lot of weapons like we just talked about. And if you can't get pressure with the front four, then you got to start throwing some things at them. You know what I'm saying? You got to start moving them out the pocket, moving them out the way. I also feel like Jalen Hurts just has to take what they give him. Don't try to force anything. Just play your game and keep doing what you're doing. And Jalen Hurts, exactly. Jalen Hurts had the second highest rating in deep balls last year. Vikings played the second highest zone packages, which is meant to pretty much give you everything underneath, take away everything over top. So Jalen just got to. This is where we need to see if he can hit all these nice little tight windows. Get the ball to AJ Brown quick. Let him get some yak. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, I feel like that's the two keys to victory. Get pressure on Kirk Cousins and take what they give you. We'll win this game.
Yeah, I was going to say, our own Al Zafiri, Edge of Philly Sports. You could check him out on the Edge of Philly Sports Network. He says, Cousins is a joke, stat pads, but never makes the playoffs. I don't know if I'd say he's a joke. Because I think he's either
reliable.
It's weird. Kirk Cousins, there's no in between with Kirk Cousins. People either think he's really good or people either think he's a joke. I think he's just somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean?
Me too. I think he's somewhere where Derek Carr's sitting.
You're exactly that. Yeah. That's a really good comparison because, if I went over the quarterbacks in this league, I bet you'd probably say Kirk Cousins is maybe a top 15, probably, right?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like he sits right there with Derek Carr. I can argue with you that he's better than Derek Carr. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got or Gravy saying better not see Reddick dropping back. Also, no 10-yard cushions on the wide receivers. Totally agree with that. First off, you want to get pressure on the quarterback. Well, you're never going to get pressure on the quarterback if you're playing 10 yards off him because the quarterback will just be, quarterbacks can get the ball out within like a second or two when you're playing that kind of a cushion. The only way you're
I'm tired of seeing this kind of defense where you just lay back the court, like give them a couple yards. I'm tired of seeing. I've seen it with the past defensive coordinator and seeing it now. Like, I can't stand it.
I feel like it's tough though, because these receivers nowadays are so freaking gifted. Like they're freaks in nature that if you play them up, like you can play Justin Jefferson and give him no cushion. Justin Jefferson still beats everybody off the line. He beats you off the line. Now it's a 60-yard play opposed to a 15-yard play.
You got to take him off his route first. Don't
I get you, but he's one of the hardest guys to put your hands on it. You know what I'm saying? Cooper Kupp, same thing. So that's why I feel like you see a lot of these guys sitting 10 yards on them, because you're willing to give them the underneath stuff and just come up and make the tackle 5 yards up the field, then to give up the 60-yard play. So you got to pick your poison with these great receivers. Same with A.J. Brown, though. If they want to come up and play A.J. Brown beats you deep. You know what I mean? So
I want to see more Jordan Davis too, like I told Joey.
Oh yeah,
no more Fletcher Cox. Give Fletcher Cox some small packages to get him in. Let that whole front line, like you said earlier, Diego, a revolving door. Hargraves, Patrick Johnson, Tyrone Johnson.
Keep them fresh too. Yeah, at the end of the game.
You know, you gotta switch it up. Make them think like, oh, what are we going to do next? You got.
We need Jordan Davis. We need Jordan Davis to get 50% snaps this week.
Yeah,
at least 50% of the time he should be in there.
Even the Kobe Dean and our secondary is pretty solid. I hope they can, like you said, contain Justin Jefferson. If not, it's going to be a long night.
I feel like it's a little bit harder for Nakobe Dean though, because he's battling against some pretty good linebackers who do their job when they're in there. What I seen last week is our defensive line, our interior defensive line could get no pressure up the middle. Jordan Davis comes in, he takes two guys no matter what. So even if he's just attracting two guys for you to be able to get pressure elsewhere, that's better than watching Fletcher Cox and Hargraves not being able to get nothing.
Yeah. Or Gravy with another comment here. I agree with this. He says, I want to see Davis and Hargrave on same rotation and Cox coming off the bench. I mean, hey, 100%. Listen, Fletcher Cox has had a great career in this town. He's a Super Bowl champion, multiple Pro Bowler. But let's be honest though, we could be proven wrong. But he is a shell of himself. Let's just be honest. The guy just doesn't really. He maybe could play some serviceable football, but he's not the guy he was 5-6 years ago. I mean, he's just not. So I know he's getting paid $14 million this year, but he's not that guy. So it's time for you know what was interesting? The guy Tiapalupo or whatever his name is. He actually played a lot of snaps last week. I think the team really seems to like that kid. So you're going to see him in this rotation too.
You are, because they elevated him from the practice squad, him and Kobe, for tonight. So,
and another thing too is the offensive line needs to do their job too, because they got some really good linebackers and defensive end. Daniel Hunter. Jordan Hicks comes back to the link tonight too. And last week he had 14 tackles, worst fumble, and a sack against Rodgers.
Yeah.
So the offensive line need to do their job too.
Yeah, some of those about trying to stop Jalen Hurts' legs, though. Jalen Hurts are making everyone his bitch. So
I agree. But also, I'm saying they get to the quarterback, their defensive pit.
Honestly, I want to see Jalen Hurts throw the ball as much as anybody, like show his arm off. But I feel like this game here, though, is a lot of running and trying to keep Minnesota's offense sidelined.
Well, mix it up. Give it some run. Give like you did last week. Show some Miles Sanders love. Gainwell. Boston Scott, and just go from there. And
I feel like
Hurts has to run, let him run.
We could be in store for another 17 carries from Jalen Hurts tonight. 17 carries, 10, 15 for Miles Sanders and Gainwell, and then a lot of just possession, because Minnesota's offense is tough to stop. Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in football right now. How do you beat teams with players like that on their team? Keep them off the field.
Yeah. This has to be a running game, time of possession type game.
Kill the clock.
I know Jonathan Gannon doesn't play defense like this, but in my opinion, like I would rather play aggressive. And if Minnesota scores on a deep bomb, I'm okay with that, because I feel like I feel like you have. To me, it's worse. I would rather get beat on one big play every once in a while than all game get beat by a 10,000 little cuts.
I agree.
That drives me.
I actually agree with that 100%.
That drives me crazy. I know defensive coordinators don't like to do that because, it's like, oh, we got to stay away from big play. Got to stay away from big play. But, how many football games have you watched where a team, say your team controls the ball and you have like a methodical drive, then the other team scores on like one big play? Yeah, does it suck that they scored on that one big play? Yeah. But guess what, though? If you get the ball back and you go on another methodical drive, you're wearing the shit out of that defense.
Yeah.
So in the long run, when you get to the fourth quarter, that opposing team's D line, or if they play a 4-3, or their linebackers, if they play a 34, they don't have the pass rush. So in the fourth quarter, you got plenty of time to throw the football because they're worn out. So, games like that, you might possess the ball 35, 36 minutes, and that opposing team is worn out, especially early in the year like this, because it's still pretty humid out there.
Well, that's what kind of team the Eagles were last year. They would just grind you out and just keep running and running. You would score a couple big plays on them, but as the course of the game went on, like you just said, Joe, the running takes a toll on these other teams.
Right, and I think that's a really important thing, man, because it's and that's one of the things that drives me crazy about Gannon with the way he plays defense, because when we play against these good teams, like you're just like, oh my God, dude, are we ever going to get the ball?
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, the playoff game against Tampa was like freaking torture last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch those first couple drives and it's just Brady. Here's 7 yards, 8
yards,
9 yards. And you're like, oh my God, dude, are we ever going to get the ball? Then we get the ball back. We go 3 and out. Then they're right back on the field.
Yep.
Game was already over. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather be aggressive, man, be aggressive. And hey, if Justin Jefferson has a 65, 70 yard touchdown pass, does that suck? Yeah, of course it does. But you know what though? I'd rather do that one or two times a game than have them have the two 10-minute drives. And then you
I agree.
have the ball. I never liked that.
Yeah.
Like Buddy Ryan's defenses back in the day. Buddy Ryan's defenses, he used to give up some big plays. They used to have a guy named Izell Toast Jenkins was the corner.
Yeah.
Number 46. Now he actually, looking back on it, he actually wasn't that terrible.
No,
but because Buddy played defense with balls. He had balls in his pants and he used to put pressure on people. He would be right up on you, and the Eagles would give up. They would probably give up, especially in 1988. They would give up 1 or 2 big pass plays a game. But you know what, though? They were right up in those guys' ass the rest of that game, hitting the quarterback, sacking the quarterback. And I would rather play defense like that than sit back and play this little bend but don't. I hate bend but don't break.
I agree. I'd rather
too.
play defense that way too. But that's the only way we got a Super Bowl in this city, with that bend don't break kind of defense. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, we gave up 500 yards to Brady.
Our guys would play way off,
Yeah.
and I swear teams would go up the field on us pretty easily. We would make turnovers happen, which is key, and we wouldn't give up a lot of touchdowns. So even though you moved the ball and killed us, boom, boom, boom down the field, we didn't give up the big play. And once we got inside the 10, you take the big play away. Now we stop you. So it's they could work both ways.
I hear what you're saying. You need a mixture. I mean, the bottom line is you can't lay 10 yards off a dude and then sit there and bitch and be like, oh, how come we can't get pressure on the quarterback? Well, dude, it's pretty simple theory. The quarterback sees your as soon as anybody gets close to him, he's just going to dump it right off. You know what I mean?
Right. It's I hate Gannon's defense. I don't like Gannon.
Yeah.
So
you gotta be aggressive, man. Stop playing the patty cake shit.
Right.
And just punch in and out.
Play hard. If they're gonna beat you, you didn't go get these corners to play soft coverage.
Everybody for nothing. You're right. He's in the spotlight. Because you know who's breathing down his neck? Vic Fangio.
Yeah.
And he's a special consultant. Look at what he did with the Bears and Denver. Man can call defense. That's what
Yes,
you want.
can.
Not this patty cake shit.
Yeah, I'm tired of it too.
Enough's enough. You just gotta be the bully, kick them, take their lunch money.
Yep.
You got the playmakers to do it, man. Let them do their job.
Absolutely.
You got or Gravy with another comment here. He says, enough of the RPO. I don't know if it's the game plan to have Hurts only look for the first read and go, but we need to have him start going through progressions. Smith having 0 catches, 0 yards can happen.
Yeah.
Agree with that, but I would be shocked if they didn't get the ball to Devontae Smith early in this game. I think on the first drive
that ain't happening.
I think they get him involved very early.
Well, that's the thing about Jalen Hurts. That's pretty much been our knock about him the whole time. He doesn't go through progressions well. He doesn't hit the open receivers when they're wide open. So I do think this offense is made a little bit for his strengths. You always play to your quarterback's strength. If he's at his best when you RPO and that gives the Eagles the best chance to win, then do the RPO. Maybe Devontae Smith had 0 catches and 0 yards, but A.J. Brown 155. So he made up for the 40 that you get from Devontae Smith.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, to your point, I mean, I totally understand what he's getting, what he's getting at, because you do want to have Devontae Smith get the ball, but like, it's hard for me to, he says right here, is Smith a top 10 pick with no impact is a red flag, but I'm not worried about it for one game because it's still early in the season, and also I can't kill the offense. I mean, the offense got 31 points. Yeah. You know what I mean? So with 31 points, you get 31 points on the road, which, by the way, the Lions look good yesterday too. That Lions team is not bad at all. In fact, it's only 2 weeks into the season, but to me, the Lions look like a 7-8 win team possibly.
Yeah,
that's not a bad football team at all.
And look at the way they played in training camp. They went live. They hit. They got at each other, and you got the body right. None of this. Oh, let's sit back and not hit and rest. Like Sirianni rests guys on Friday for what?
I don't know.
You play like shit. You should be practicing. Hit the bag. But that's just me. I guess I'm old school, but.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to see that again in football.
No, I think thing of the past.
Yeah, I mean these easy training camps are here to stay, and another reason for that too is, let's be honest, a lot of that's free agency too. Because imagine you're a player, right, and money's equal. Say money and geography is equal. So say you're a guy, you're a veteran, and you're being offered, I don't know, say like $6 million a year by like Minnesota. And then like maybe, like 4.5, 5 million, 6 million or whatever, Philly. And then you got another team, and it's all kind of equal. It's all kind of equal. And the teams are kind of equal. Don't kid yourself. Hard training camps and all that stuff, that factors into that, because these players talk. So let's be honest, like say Diego, like me and you were boys. So say you play for the Titans, and Paul, you play for like the Giants. And
I'm like, don't come here. This dude grinds you out, and Paul's like, yo, this is an easy-ass training camp. You're like, right. I'm going where you're a polish.
Well, exactly, bro. Especially if you're like a 6-7 year vet. Because let's be honest, dude, I don't care what anybody says, man. You only got so many hits in you as a player. It's like a pitcher with his arm. Like, a pitcher only has so many bullets in his arm. You know what I mean? Professional football player only has so many hits. So much stuff. So if you have a chance to go to a team where the coach gives the vets like a Wednesday off, or it's you're just kind of chilling, that plays a major role, because guess what? That might enhance you might get another year or two out of your career off of that.
Well, Dougie P had that whole locker room loved him. He gave him days off if they won. He'd get ice cream. Like, guys like playing in atmospheres like that also. So you can go with it. Like, imagine if you came into work every day and Bill Belichick just up your ass. You're like, fuck this dude. But then
like I said, Reggie Wayne
Sirianni's dapping you up. You're like,
Reggie Wayne signed there at the end of his career. He's like, nah, I'm out. I quit.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I get the tough stuff, but this ain't 1980 anymore. These kids ain't trying to hear that. I got to grind preseason. Like,
Well, I mean, yeah, because the day that whole Patriots way shit. Guess what, bro? Let's keep it real, man. Tom Brady ain't walking through that door no more.
Yeah,
You know
another thing. Go back to all them tough training camps. A lot of guys got hurt during them training camps. I'd rather save it and get hurt in the game, you know what I mean? And blow my knee out game 1 than blow my knee out preseason week 1. You know what I'm saying? I already know I'm the starter. I already know I'm the starter. I'm the best receiver on this team. Why should I be in the preseason risking myself? These guys are a lot smarter about their money, too. Injury takes years off your career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you've seen that with the increase in salaries, because back in the day, these guys didn't make the money that they make now. So, I mean, if you're, imagine you're all right, say you're like the Denver Broncos, you just signed Russell Wilson to like what, $200 million, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can you imagine how sick would you be if like the third game of the preseason he's laying there with a torn ACL? You're like, well, there goes that season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, look at the Jets though too. They're missing what? Zach Wilson for what? For him to run, scramble out the pocket, not even get touched, and tear his meniscus or whatever he did.
And Joey Flacco throws for 4 TDs.
That's what I'm saying. But the Jets actually look pretty good. Don't you want to see if this kid's actually your guy? Nah, he got injured in the preseason.
It's just like
he's coming back. Not this week. I think week 4 he'll be back. Yeah.
Trey Lance broke his ankle. Jimmy G back at it. Now to prove people wrong, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, we got another comment here, and I really agree with this, because I've been very complimentary of Howie Roseman with his overall job, but there is one thing that's a little concerning, is that's the defensive end position. So our Gravy brings up here, I can't believe we're a Brandon Graham injury away from Tyron Jackson starting. Need a short-term and long-term fix at DN. I agree with that. That's something that they definitely got to start looking at early.
Well, the long term will come in the draft. No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Short term, yeah, you're going to figure something like that out.
You get your
but we lost Barnett for the year too. So
yeah, well, that's added.
Those guys are available, and I think I sent Joey. What was it? The bus from the Raiders.
Oh, Farrell.
Hold on. Who's this kid we just got from Minnesota?
Ladarius Jackson. He went to Florida State.
Yeah, he was like a 4th round pick. I mean,
Sirianni said it. You'll see him out there.
Oh yeah, he'll be part of the rotation, I'm sure. Whether it's rotation or practice squad or let's hope one of these guys step into their role.
And Cook at Florida State, but yeah. He's going to probably have his pads on, but number of snaps, like Joe said, I don't know. They didn't really say. But he's
whoever gets the first pressure on the quarterback, leave him in.
Yeah.
So what do you? I mean, we kind of got into the defensive game plan, the keys of victory. What do you guys think of the offensive game plan? I mean, do you change it up much from last week? I mean, is it pretty much? AJ Brown, you know what I mean? Or do you think maybe Minnesota tries to bracket Brown and it's Avonte Smith, Dallas Goedert type game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like running. I feel like our running should be our game plan. Try to get 17 carries this week.
Yeah,
it's the kind of game we need. Keep the ball out of their hands. Keep them on the sideline watching. Jefferson can't hurt you from over there. Thielen and Cook can't hurt you from over there, and just keep them off the field.
Tire that front line out there. Defense.
Yeah, I think it's going to be continue with the run game. Like I said, they gave up 6.1 yards a carry to Green Bay last week, and we had success against the run against Detroit. So I say stick with the run.
Yeah,
and then I believe they're going to double or be close on Brown. So I think it's Devonta Smith. And you got to get Goddard involved too. You got to get Goddard involved too.
Some guys, Wes Watkins, Pascal. I like to see something. Like a nice little bomb or something. Who knows? But keep to the game plan, like Joey said from last week. I think that'll be perfect and ideal.
I'd like to see Zach Pascal score because in the preseason it looked like they were using him a lot around like the red zone, and I was reading that they want to use him as like a slot guy around the red zone. So I took like a same game parlay. Zach Pascal's like plus 900 to score a touchdown, so I put him in my I put him in my parlay. It's like $5 pays like 400 and some bucks or something like that. Well, it's like you need. I think it's like the Eagles -2.5, like Goddard's over receiving yards. I think I took Devontae Smith's over receiving yards, and I think I took like Jalen Hurts over like alternate rushing or whatever.
Okay.
But let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go. Get a Zach Pascal score, baby. So
What
yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Diego. Go ahead.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, hey, whatever like you said, ball control. But real quick, I want to get back to the Eagles, obviously, because we're gonna do predictions and stuff. But just real quick, man, because I don't know about you guys, dude, but like this might have been one of the most wild weekends of football that I think I've like ever seen. I mean,
Ravens.
Some of them games were just freaking out of control, dude.
Well,
like
the Cleveland Browns had a 99.9% chance to win the game and lost. I think the Raiders had like a 90% chance at one point to win the game. It was 23-7 going into the fourth quarter. You lose that game, Baltimore up 3 touchdowns going into the fourth quarter. You lose that game. Talk about not letting no big plays up. They let Tyreek Hill get behind them with 5 minutes left up a touchdown. That's disgusting.
2 big bombs. Yeah, that's
him. Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle went off.
Do you think Tua has arrived now with those receivers now? You think he arrived now?
Yeah, pretty much. You got a 1-2 punch, man.
Yeah,
I have no faith.
That receiver duo is fucking crazy, man.
Tua was a player.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, because I haven't been a Tua believer, and I don't know if I'm still necessarily a Tua believer, but that Miami Dolphins team, I mean, they sure do got some weapons, dude. I mean, you put Waddle and Tyreek Hill out there. I mean, now
we played them this year too. It's gonna be a good test.
Yeah, good test to get burnt.
We played them this year, so it's gonna be a good test.
Yeah, it's scary. It's pretty scary, bro. But the one thing though, I mean, as good as Miami is though, Baltimore was missing Baltimore was missing their top like 2 or 3 corners though. You know what I mean? So I mean, yes, is Miami dangerous? Yes, but like honestly, if Baltimore had their top corners, I can't imagine they would have blown that game. I mean,
they probably don't give up that big play at the end of the game.
It's crazy. I mean, that's just crazy. That was like a crush.
But then again, with your starting corners or without your starting corners, you shouldn't give up that play in that position. That's coaching. Someone should be back there all times behind Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then the Cleveland game. I mean, the thing that was most remarkable about the Cleveland game is you realize if Nick Chubb takes a knee at the 1, they run out the clock. Now, but I'm not going to. In all fairness, though, I'm not going to kill Nick Chubb on that because. I mean, my God, you're playing the Jets, a backup quarterback. You're up. He thought they were going to be up 14, but it was like the perfect storm. Their kicker misses the extra point.
Yeah.
Then
the Jets got an onside kick too, so somewhere in there.
But the big play was that Cleveland had a blown coverage in their secondary because so they get like a 60-some yard touchdown pass to Corey Davis. Now, 66. If you lay back and like play like a prevent defense. It probably takes the Jets probably score with maybe 30 seconds left. They don't even have time to score those 2 touchdowns.
Right.
But you have a blown coverage. Yeah. Then you have the onside kick. You know what's ironic? You know the last time a game like that happened, ironically, it was the Cleveland Browns. It was 2001. And I'll never forget it because we have Advanced Micro has a football pool. And I would have won the football pool. I had like $350 coming to me, right? I had the Browns getting 5, okay? Browns were up 2 touchdowns. They're playing the Bears. And I'm like, I'm counting my money. I'm at Jillian's. It used to be Jillian's back in the day at Franklin Mills, right? Yeah. We're watching this game. I'm like, all right, bet, I'm going to win this football pool. Next thing you know, the Bears score 1 touchdown. Then they get an onside kick. Then they got a Hail Mary, right? Now, mind you, I'm going overtime. I'm still getting 5. I'm like, all right. I'm like, you know what? If it ends in a field goal, I still win. Mike Brown intercepts the ball. Bears win by 6, dude. You talk about a bad beat. But
sounds like you weren't meant to win that 350.
What's that?
Sounds like you weren't meant to win that 350.
No, that was like John Lieb, like, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But But the funny thing is, though, when I was watching the NFL highlights or whatever, and they were saying that like that was like the last time something like that happened was, and isn't it ironic? It was against the Browns. Like, what the hell are the odds of that? You know?
Yeah.
But I will say this about the Jets, though. I mean, yeah, they won a great game like that, come back, but they do have some nice pieces on offenses now. The young guys like Brees and the Garrett Wilson, and then now they get to figure out how Wilson plays in and how he's going to be, and then they might have a solid team going forward.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. If Zach Wilson develops, they could be good, because you're right, because they do have some talent, and defensively they have some talent.
Oh, like, they got a lot of good guys.
They're not defense. Yeah, and you know how football is, man. I mean, you can get good quick if you get the right pieces there. You can get good pretty quick. You know what I mean?
It's like,
how about the whack ass Bengals giving the whack ass Dallas Cowboys a free win?
I know, dude. I was so pissed off, man. When I saw the kick, they gave up that.
Bengals had so many opportunities, man.
The Bengals just
couldn't help us out.
For the Bengals.
I know it's early in the year. Through 2 games, Bengals look terrible.
Yeah,
they don't look like a good team.
Well, you know what's ironic is they went out and spent a lot of money on that offensive line, and it don't look like it paid off. I mean, Burrow's on a pace to get sacked like 100 and some times again.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, destroyed.
Also, I will say too, I don't think. Well, I know Brady's missing receivers, but now Mike Evans got suspended for this game. This week 3 got suspended.
Yeah.
Now, so he's going to be out with Godwin, without Julio Jones. Brady hasn't been looking that great either.
He hasn't.
2 games.
I think that divorce thing's on his mind, man. Like,
they said that every Wednesday now he's off to deal with personal stuff home. Yeah,
personal. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, why is Brady off? Getting balls broken. Okay, we got it.
He's getting his balls broken by his wife.
Now, what's interesting too, you say the Bengals, right? The Bengals play Jets week 3 now.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, there's probably a lot of people out there, that are looking, that are probably saying like, oh, you know what? Oh, the Bengals are definitely winning this game. They're not going to go 0-3. I'll tell you what, it wouldn't shock me in the least.
I'm not betting on it.
I'm not saying that now.
It wouldn't shock me in the least if the Jets won that game. I mean, well, first of all, the Jets beat them last year, but that was that Mike White game. But yeah, man, you know what? The Bengals, I mean, they look like the epitome of the Super Bowl hangover, and even the Rams, dude.
Yeah,
like
the Rams.
The Rams had a huge lead. They had a huge lead yesterday, and I know they took their foot off the gas, but I mean, they almost let the Falcons come back and steal that game.
I was gonna say Jalen Ramsey had to pick the dude off in the end zone to steal the game.
Yeah, and you know what?
They shouldn't have let go of the defensive end. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank now.
Von Miller.
Yeah, Von Miller. They shouldn't let him go either.
Well, I don't think they wanted to. I think Von Miller saw an opportunity in Buffalo.
He's seen another, like, Buffalo can go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to get
more money.
Yeah.
And so let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about Howie with the salary cap, but the way the Rams, I mean, the Rams seem like they got never-ending funds out there.
Yeah.
They have no more. Well, they don't have no first-round picks for a while either.
What's that?
They don't have no first-round picks for a while either, right?
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Well, you know what's funny though? You look at this past offseason in the NFL, the Rams have changed the way NFL teams do business, maybe forever. And I think it's the Rams that have done it, because think about it, right? I mean, a few years back, I mean, teams viewed first-round picks like you wouldn't give up your teams. You viewed first-round picks like you were giving up your firstborn. You're like, no way, right? The Los Angeles Rams went out there, then they went out there and they traded all their first round. They traded multiple picks for Ramsey. They traded they went out and got Stafford. And they went and got established players, and they won the Super Bowl. And now all of a sudden, what do you see this offseason? You see teams going out and getting Tyreek Hill. You see the Eagles had multiple picks, but the Eagles go out and get established receiver in A.J. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see these teams making moves for established players, and I think it's here to stay, to be honest. Denver Broncos going out and getting Russell Wilson, Cleveland getting Deshaun Watson. Like, now, granted, teams have always done that for quarterbacks.
They're
so I mean, maybe
that bank. Yeah.
But by the way, I know it's only 2 weeks in, but Denver. Denver's not impressive at all. Man, they look like
Wilson don't look good either.
He's not hacking it.
No, he looks like he's trash.
Go for a 64-yard field goal, miss, and then yesterday he did something too. I mean, I don't know. What
that play call, the week 1 was ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
the Broncos won yesterday though.
No, they did.
It was sloppy though.
They did.
Wilson didn't look good though either.
They won, and I guess you got to say in September,
win's a win, but a
win is a win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is like
new team. Wilson learning a new offense,
and I think Judy's out too. Judy got hurt too. Jerry Judy got hurt.
He's trying to get accustomed to new weapons, new environment, the elevation level is different in Denver. So maybe there's a little bit you got to get used to.
We'll start running. Dude, $257 million. Start running some hills, dog.
Get yourself a hyperbaric chamber.
Call Jerry. I mean, call. Well, you know what though? I can't. I mean, Russell Wilson. I can't. He's always in shape, so I can't kill him. I mean, because they say Russell Wilson invests like $1 million in his body every year.
He's in shape.
So I was going to say, call Jerry Rice up and start doing them hills. But Russell Wilson's a hell of an athlete. You're probably right. I mean, it's probably new system and new environment, but they haven't been impressive at all. Like to me, if you look at the AFC West right now, like going into the season, I was like, wow, this is going to be like a 4-team race, and it still may be, but I think clearly it's the Chiefs and the Chargers or the top.
Yeah.
I feel like if you look around this league, I think you got Chiefs, Chargers in the West, right?
Yeah.
The AFC South, the whole division blows.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to win that division. Maybe even maybe even the Jaguars, bro. They won. I don't know if the Jaguars can win the division, but Dougie P might do some things down there. That division's weak. But then you got the AFC East. AFC East, Buffalo and Miami both look really tough. I think Buffalo's probably the class, but Miami with the offensive weapons they have, they're looking pretty tough. And then AFC North, it looks like the Bengals got that Super Bowl hangover. The Browns are going to brown. And Baltimore blew that game yesterday, but I think Baltimore is probably the class of that division.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, you look at the AFC. I mean, and then going forward, I mean, look at the NFC. I mean, do the Rams? I know it's only 2 weeks in, but do the Rams scare you as much as they did last year?
No,
not at all.
No, but I don't know why though. I mean, they don't. But why though? Like, I know they lost Von Miller, but they got Allen Robinson now. OBJ's not there anymore, but like,
they're
why
on
not?
line, bro. They losing their left tackle was huge.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, Whitmore. That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, it's tough. Who after what 2 weeks? Who looks really, really good?
Well, I mean, Buffalo looked great in week 1.
We'll see tonight about Buffalo, but
yeah, we'll see tonight about Buffalo. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, it could be it's probably as simple as, let's be honest, this first week of the season, this first month of the season is a glorified preseason because nobody plays.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably like that's probably the way this league is. Because you're right. I mean, Tampa's defense looks really good, but they're I guess what I'm saying is, though, if you look at the
they're
NFC,
not healthy either at all.
Kansas City looks like the cream of the crop again this year. Yeah. Along with Buffalo. Like, I feel like just Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen are going to separate themselves so much from everybody else this year that's the race in the AFC.
Well, and you got Herbert too, but now we have to see what's up with this injury. Like how?
Yeah, but Herbert played a great game on Thursday night, right? He outplayed Patrick Mahomes on Thursday night. Patrick Mahomes still found a way to make the couple winning plays that he had to make to take the lead, and they got the big interception return, which Herbert made the mistake, and Patrick Mahomes did it.
That really cost him the game, yeah.
So it's still, he's a little bit ahead of him, just because I just feel like Herbert's experience isn't there yet.
So it's early in the season, obviously, right? But looking at the landscape of the NFC, and also we had that huge injury by Trey Lance, although I feel bad for the kid, but honestly, San Francisco, I mean, I don't want to say a blessing in disguise because I don't like to see anybody get hurt, but San Francisco might actually be more scary with Garoppolo than with Trey Lance going forward.
They're probably happy they re-signed him, man.
Right. So But if you look at the landscape of this NFC, the NFC is wide open, bro. I mean, I'm not trying to go. I'm not saying. So I guess what I'm saying is, early in the year, this is a really big measuring stick game. I think for the Eagles, this is a really big measuring stick game. I mean, and it's a huge game because, I mean, Green Bay is a tough team, but the North is probably going to come down to Green Bay or Minnesota. And if Minnesota does win the North, well, then this is a huge game because we want to beat them out in tiebreakers. So this is a huge game tonight.
Yeah.
You know, like the last thing I want to do is go to Minnesota and have to beat them there. You know,
Green Bay really doesn't scare me this year. I don't even think
they have no wide receivers whatsoever. Nothing.
I just don't know who's going to like when you take them young wide receivers away. Who's really going to hurt you? The backfield.
Yeah,
I guess the backfield.
Jones, J.J. Dillon.
Yeah, Jones Dillon look good. Yeah.
Well, and the Bears are hideous. Yeah. I mean, number one,
dude, it just feels like is he like a bust almost at this point? You think?
Nah,
not yet.
Nah. Too early to say. I'll tell you what. I think their play calling is fucking atrocious.
Yeah,
I'm not impressed by Justin Fields. But I don't think they helped the kid out at all. Their play calling was horrible. Like watching that game last night, they were so damn predictable.
Yeah, they sucked.
He gave that defensive corner. He gave that cornerback that ball right there.
Like, here's another thing too: is right. It was like first and goal on the 1. Why are you in the shotgun?
Playing the coaching.
I don't get it. I'm not in.
Yeah. I mean, it all comes down to
that could have been down to one score game, and then you get stuck. You know, it looked like he could have broke the plane, but you know they can't overturn it. So,
you know what it's one of them things where he may have broke the plane, but you couldn't. Like it was so close that you had to go with the call on the field. You know what I mean? It was just like, you know, it was just crazy. But all right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. What's our predictions for tonight? What do you got? What are you guys thinking? I want to get some score predictions. And who score predictions and who makes the big play? Like who is like when we wake up tomorrow, like who was the star of this game tonight? Like what do you guys think? Paul, what's your thoughts?
Come back to me. I'm still thinking about it. Go to Diego.
All right.
I'm gonna go Minnesota wins this game 29-26. Okay, I think Eagles obviously they're the favorites. They have a really good chance to win this game. I think Dalvin Cook gives us trouble this week, just like Swift did last week. A better Dalvin Cook. So I just think it's a tough game. It's a really tough game, and it's tough to predict because, like I said, I could see 29-26 Eagles, 29-26 Vikings. So I'm going to go with the Vikings beat us. Plus, I'm trying to jinx myself anyway.
Good. Okay. If that's your goal, then jinx away. And then you either have it must be either a 2-point conversion or a lot of field goals. I'm trying to figure out how we get to 29. So that's interesting.
31-24 Eagles.
All right. 31-24. I like that more.
Let's go.
I hope Dallas goes off. I like to see Dallas get some touches and some touchdowns.
I would say 24-21, Eagles eke it out, and I think it comes down to a big defensive play to seal the win.
I like it.
All right, I'm going 27-23 Birds. I agree with Paul. I think it's a big defensive game because Kirk Cousins, he's known to throw interceptions on the road on primetime games. So I think we find a way to pick Cousins off twice tonight. Nice. I think Slay gets a pick and no, you know who gets a pick? The new safety, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson gets a pick. Yeah, I like the way that him having a second week in that defense, learning the defense. I like the way that kid. He made a couple nice plays last week at jumping routes. I think he jumps a route and he makes a huge play. As far as the offensive star of the game, you know what? I'm going to be really positive. I'm going to say this is almost a coming out party for Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts actually beats the Vikings from the pocket tonight. I think the Vikings tried. I think the Vikings try to keep him in the pocket, and I think he makes plays. I think he throws for 250. I think Devontae Smith his over under yards. I think he gets over the 42.
Nice.
And I think it's going to be a huge win, and we're going to look back as the season goes on, and this NFC is weaker and weaker. If we can if we can stack these wins early in the season in this quote unquote preseason time, if we're fighting for the number 1 or number 2 seed, we're going to look back at a game like tonight. We're going to say, wow, that was early in the year, but that was a really big win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was huge. So, and then one more thing before we get out of here too, the Titans and Bills. What's your guys' thoughts on that game tonight? I think Buffalo's favored by like 10. Yeah, I'd tell you that's a lot.
I think Buffalo wins. I don't know about 10. I think Buffalo wins.
Yeah, I think Buffalo wins too. I mean, I don't think it's going to be 10. Titans corners and safeties are pretty good. So I think they win, but I think it's by single digits.
Okay. What do you think? What do you
think?
Bills? Okay.
Bills. Absolutely.
What do you think?
Right, yeah, I'm going Bills too. I don't think they win by 10 because they kind of
That's saying a lot, but
they might be smelling themselves from last week. They went out there, they kind of kicked the Super Bowl champs' asses, and that could be one of those things where I know it's their home opener, but maybe they smell themselves a little bit. And I'll tell you what, huge game for Tennessee because Tennessee, if they lose tonight, next week they host. I was looking at the schedule. Next week they host the Raiders. And boy, you want to talk about two teams where it's getting late early. It's Raiders at Tennessee because the loser of that game goes to 0-3.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
You got an 0-3 start.
Although I guess it's probably more critical for the Raiders because Tennessee does play in that trash ass division. Mm-hmm. So like if you're going to go 0-3 in any division, you want it to be in the AFC South because the winner in that division might win like 8-9 games.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and Tennessee definitely took a step back this year. Like you let go your best, you trade away your best receiver, you drafted someone, you signed Robert Woods, who's not young. He had like a few like barely 1,000-yard seasons. So they definitely took a step back. I mean, they got Derrick Henry there, and that's about it. So they're definitely, I see them definitely losing tonight. Yeah,
well, it's funny because if they were talking about it on 97.5, I think it was last week, but they were talking about the Vrabel's reaction when he found out they traded A.J. Brown. He looked like he wanted to kill somebody.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, can you imagine, though, being the coach, like, and they're just like, oh, by the way, we traded A.J. Brown. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, we traded A.J. Brown, but here's Robert Woods, and here's a rookie that's raw. So,
Yeah, but they did draft a young quarterback, too. So they drafted a young quarterback, young receiver.
So they're almost like rebuilding almost, kind of.
Yeah, it's not like they gave Vrabel nothing. Okay, here's a young receiver, and we're going to have Ryan Tannehill for the next 5 years. They gave him a young quarterback and a young receiver so they can move on from Derrick Henry. They can move on from Tannehill in the next year or so, and that's their future.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Well, actually, you brought that up. If Tennessee does lose tonight and they lose to the Raiders and they get to 0-3, they start falling behind. Maybe you do see Malik Willis towards the middle to end of this year.
Week 7, right?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, do you think that you're going to see Kenny Pickett?
Yes.
Over Trubisky's shit game.
Definitely.
Oh God, yes.
It's coming next 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's coming week 4.
I was going to say.
Yeah, in the next 3 weeks he comes out.
It may even come. It may even come this week. They got to go. They got to play at Cleveland, and if Trubisky looks like shit and on the road in a divisional game, you may see them pull him. You may see him just make that move. Because I mean, honestly, how far are you going to go with Mitch Trubisky, dude? I mean,
not far.
Mitch Trubisky at his best will get you what 7 to 9 wins. And that's with like
if you're lucky.
That's with like a great defense, miracles, sun shining on his ass. You know what I mean? Like you're not winning many games with him. Mitch Trubisky's like he's like a Tyrod Taylor. Like there's certain quarterbacks that the most you're going to get out of them is like 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins at the most. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't winning shit with him. But Kenny Pickett could have a really bright future. So give the kid a chance and see what he could do. You know what I'm saying? But all right, well, hey man, before we get out of here real quick.
See you in 2 weeks, guys.
Yeah, Diego. Oh yeah, that's right. Diego's going to
Las Vegas.
Diego's going to Vegas, so he's going to be yes. Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, so
come on, dude. Do the show live from Vegas, man. Come on.
No, put it all on black. 33.
I'll actually be on my way home. Our next show, so I'll miss it. I'll be on the airplane.
Okay.
Gotcha. Well, that's no excuse. Do the show. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm watching from the airplane now.
The Sully squad does that, Joel, in 30,000 feet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
All day, every day.
Yeah, we give you that 30,000 feet view. You know, Diego's up there like, Diego's so dedicated. He's sitting there hung over his balls from Vegas looking at film, you know?
Maybe we go viral or something. Maybe if I was like, get the Wi-Fi up, join the fucking podcast, do it from like up in the sky. Everyone in the fucking airplane recording, we go viral. Sully Squad goes viral, baby.
Yeah, there you go. That's what's up. But hey, before we get out of here, let's give a shout out to our sponsors here. We got our man David R. Cherry Esquire, workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, criminal law. Call him at 610-565-0300 or www.cherryinjurylaw.com. Then we got Philly sports trips. Next week in particular, you got the trip going to Washington. So, if any of you Eagles fans get a little rowdy out there, booing Carson Wentz, or being at FedEx Field, if you lean on a railing, you might want to call David R. Cherry for injury. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, I'm sure that's going to be a great time, but that stadium is trash. Oh,
it is.
Plus, you might get shit on too, right? Didn't RFK, didn't FedEx have the shit coming out?
Yes.
Yeah. So you may want to call him, and he can take care of business. He's your man, And then we got this already happened. This is tonight, so I guess if I'm giving this announcement, I guess you're SOL. You got a Birds tailgate September 19th. Well, if you happen to see it and you're right there, go down there and get banged up before the Vikings game. All right.
You still got an hour. Still got an hour. Get down there.
Yeah, you still got some time. All right. Then we got Eagles Game Day Live. We got Edge of Philly Sports does pre-game show, halftime show, post-game show. Edge of Philly Sports presented by the Painted Lines. So check out www.eopsports.com. So make sure you check all that out. Then on October 2nd, I'm actually going to check this out myself. I think I got to bring my little guy because I got my little guy with me. But down at the South House, 2535 South 13th Street, Philadelphia, PA. You got pre and post game against Dougie P and the Jaguars. But shout out to Dougie P yesterday too, because I'll forever be a fan of Dougie P after what he did to us. I'm a Jaguars fan because of Dougie P. I like Dougie P.
Nice.
And make sure you check out all the shows on Edge of Philly Sports and the Painted Lines. Here's the schedule here. So if you like what you hear, give us a like and a listen, and check out all the shows. And hey man. Yeah, we got an hour and 20 minutes to kick off. Actually, well, you know what? Yeah, we got to get going because the Bills game's ready to start. So, let's go. It's football time, baby.
Sure, baby.
Go Birds.
All right, guys. Go Birds, baby.
Talk to you later. Diego, have a great time in Vegas. Talk to you guys later.